The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Mr. Timipre Sylva, says the federal government is committed to eradicating smuggling of premium motor spirit to ensure energy sufficiency in Nigeria. Sylva, who said this at the 16th edition of President Muhammadu Buhari's scorecard series in Abuja, said stringent measures had been put in place to tackle the menace. The minister said measures such as improved technology, PMS equalization to close differential cost, and routine end-to-end tracking of petroleum product cargoes using Lloyd's List intelligence and Refinitiv had been deployed. On other progress made to ensure energy sufficiency, he had this to say.
We relaunched Project White for monitoring and tracking of product distribution nationwide. 255,659 truck-out equalized. 11,622,926 liters equalized. Over 173 million naira approximately paid from the equalization fund. 1,277 supplying vessels tracked. Over 25 million liters of total PMS discharged. 66.7 million liters average daily sufficiency. Over 24 million liters total truck-out volume. The vision of the ministry is to deliver a thriving oil and gas energy industry for Nigeria. The PIA has also cut out a very clear role for the Ministry of Petroleum. That is to formulate, administer, and monitor policies for the petroleum sector. Our mission, therefore, as a ministry, is to ensure an enabling environment to improve the oil and gas value chain, driven by modern technology, industry best practices, stakeholder engagement, and innovations in alternative energy. The 9 mandate areas that were handed down to the ministry were: 1, to eradicate the smuggling of PMS across Nigeria's borders. 2, to complete the gas flare commercialization program. 3, to increase crude oil production to 3 million barrels per day. 4, to reduce the cost of crude oil extraction by at least 5%. 5, to aggressively promote the passage of the Petroleum Industry Bill as it then was. 6, to promote the Deep Offshore and Inland Basin Production Sharing Contract Amendment, the passage of that bill as it then was. 7, working with private sector operators to increase domestic refining capacity. 8, to collaborate with private sector to create many well-paying jobs. And 9, to implement a strategy towards taking 100 million Nigerians out of poverty. The ministry has succeeded in passing landmark statutes such as the Deep Offshore and Inland Basin Act, as well as the Petroleum Industry Act. It has also secured funding for the rehabilitation of the 3 existing refineries to ensure the nation's domestic refining capacity. The gas flare commercialization program is at the final stage of award of the flare points to potential winners. The ministry has encouraged more indigenous participation by facilitating crude access and ease of license approval. The 5% reduction in the cost of crude oil extraction was also achieved. And as you are aware, this administration has been able to also award marginal fields to people we know that have capacity in Nigeria, something that has not been done by previous administrations. With all these achievements and the drive of the National Gas Expansion Program, the ministry is well on track and on course to actualize Mr. President's aspiration as captured in the 9 priorities areas handed down to us in 2029.
The event was attended by various stakeholders in the oil and gas sector, as well as heads of media organizations, including the Managing Director of NAN, Mr. Buki Bonley.